I think for me, the biggest differences are, I think Stephen touched on this. We're not just teaching, we're not just helping students acquire knowledge, we're helping students acquire skills. And it's that dual acquisition, I think, that fundamentally separates us from other qualifications. And especially at level 3, where those mechanisms are being measured. I think Liz touched on those different short answer questions. And those questions aren't all looking for the same sorts of skills. Some of them are just looking for some factual recall. Some of them are looking to see that you understand. Some of them are looking to see that you can explain. So there are specific prompts in those questions, whether it's asking you to list, state, identify, describe, or explain, so that we can actually really measure whether or not the student has acquired the skills necessary to be successful in this exam. And for me, that's the biggest difference. We tend not to focus on history and cultural side of things. I think that it's a little trickier there to ensure everything is 100% valid and accurate and true. The challenge with history and alcohol is people were generally drinking when they were writing stuff down. So a lot of the information is hard to assess. And I think we tend to stay away from sort of cocktails, particularly at level 3. We do a little bit on cocktail families at 1 and 2, and we really focus on steps of production. So from the raw material and how it's processed to fermentation, distillation, and what happens post distillation, really focusing in on that. And what's exciting is, and I think Stephen touched on this, when you're thinking about things that are maybe a little scary at first, like Asian spirits, and looking at how we convert starches in a very different tradition to what we might be familiar with in whiskey or beer, where we talk about malting. And here we've got scary words from a different language, and we're talking about koji and chu and ipkuk. But when it gets down to it, enzymes are doing the same thing. The processes of gelatinization and modification and hydrolysis, they're all the same. And what's great about how we present information and engage with it is we're showing you the similarities as well as the differences. So it's beyond just here's some facts that you can learn and take a multiple choice test to show that you've learned those facts. It's what are you going to do with those facts? How can you show me that you actually have some of that meta, that you can take this and do something tangible with the information that you've learned?